Hi everyone, welcome back. Well, I'm going to go over the final piece, which is the 7 Hermetic Principles. Now I'm going to go over all of these, and then week by week I'm going to go over each one of these steps just to show you how I use these in order to awaken myself. I just have to tell you, I've never been happier. I'm free. I love. And one of the things we're going to learn is how to love yourself. But first, let's get into the 7 Hermetic Principles. And I'm going to start off now. The first principle is the principles of mentalism. The all in the mind. The universe is mental. Basically, this is reprogramming your subconscious. Gotta get that negativity out. Yes, you need to get the negativity out of your mind, out of your mental mind. The second principle is the principle of correspondence. Above, as above, so below. So below is above. What you put out into the world, you get back. You put goodness out into the world, you'll get goodness back. You put negativity and drama out into the world, you're going to get it right back. Right back. Trust me. The third principle is the principle of vibration. Nothing rests. Everything moves. Everything vibrates. Yeah, everything vibrates. Your goal is to vibrate high. You don't want to be down in that lower vibration. You want to attract high vibration people. High vibration people, they're not negative. They're not full of drama. They're not full of chaos. You get down to the low vibrational, unfortunately, there's chaos, there's drama, there's dissemination. You want out of that world. I lived in it for many, many years. You don't want to be there. The fourth principle is the principle of polarity. Everything is dual. Everything has poles. Everything has a pair of opposites. Like and like are the same. Opposites, identical in nature, but different in nature. But different in a degree. Extreme meet. All truths are half-truths. All paired ones may be reconciled. Kind of think of a magnet. One side magnetizes, the other one doesn't, but it's the same. It is the same. You go out into nature, you see the beautiful red cardinal, and then you see the female cardinal. She's not as bright. She's not as pretty. There's a reason for that. she has to hide in nature because she has the babies she's taking care of. So she kind of blends in with everything. She doesn't stand out like the male. They're opposite, but they're the same. And we'll go into to further that when I start going over these one by one. The fifth principle is the principle of rhythm. Everything flows out and in like the ocean, out and in. Everything has tides. All things rise and all things fall. The pendulums swing manifest in everything. The measure of swing to the right is the measure of swing to the left. Rhythm compensates. It's kind of like, that weight. You want to keep it kind of right settled. You don't want to go too far to the right. You don't want to go too far to the left. You want to keep them even. You go to the ocean, as I stated, the tide, the water goes in and the water goes out. You go to a concert. If they're not in rhythm, would you go back to listen to that concert again? I don't think so. Because they're not in rhythm. They don't sound good. Okay? The principles of rhythm. The sixth principle is cause and effect. Every cause has an effect. Every effect has a cause. Everything happens according to law. Changes, but a name for law. Not recognized, there are many plans of causation, but nothing escapes the law. Cause and effect. I want $1 million. But I'm not going to go to a bank and rob it because I'll be locked up in jail. Okay. Cause and effect. If I am kind and nice to someone, just seeing their smile and their gratitude, it just makes me happy. It makes me very happy. It's the law of cause and effect. If you try to sidestep the law and you get caught, what happens? Yeah, that's the effect. These are the principles of cause and effect. Principles of gender, which is the seventh Hermetic principle and the final one. Gender is everything. Everything has a masculine and a feminine principle. Gender manifests on all planes. We all of us have a male, a masculine and feminine energy inside of us. We both have it. It's kind of like, dark and light. We all have a dark side and we all have a light side. We all have a masculine side and we all have a feminine side. If you're having a problem, I will have to say these past few years, I've had to pretty much, I had to be on my masculine side. Yeah. Because I'm a woman, a single woman, and, buying a place, just surviving out in the world. And people see this woman coming and they're like, she's gonna be easy. No, she's not. I'll give you one chance to change those words and then you're mine. Okay? It's kind of like when I bought my home. I bought it at the end of last year. And the internet man came in to put in my internet. And he's sitting there and getting the passcodes and everything ready for me. And he goes, "So you did this by yourself?" I'm like, my mind's like, man, that's kind of a cocky thing to say. But I'm like, yeah, I did. I did this all by myself. And yes, I did. And don't think that I wasn't more in my masculine role during that time, because I was. I had to make sure that all the I's were dotted, the T's were crossed. I had to make sure I was getting a good deal. I had to go out and find land. I had a lot of work to do. And I did it during the holiday season. Started on November 19th. And I closed in December. And I moved in January. So the principal genders have to keep that balance. During that time, I use both. I use the feminine side because, what else more can you throw in for me? What else? And then the masculine side, like, no, I don't think that's going to work. And let me tell you why. So what I'm saying is that it's the principle of gender. We all have it in us. We use it every single day. Every day we use it. So I will begin the first principle, which is mentalism. Basically, your subconscious, reprogramming that. I will say that is probably one of the most difficult things because you have to get out all that negativity. There's negativity around us all the time. You turn on the TV, there's negativity. Do you turn on the TV? Or do you go off a satellite TV and cable altogether and just stream what you want to watch? Because the one thing when I went through the awakening process, regular TV just didn't interest me anymore. I could care less about those actors that make all those millions of dollars then try to tell me how I should live my life. Oh, hell no. No. I don't think so. So let me tell you, when you start this process, you will definitely reprogram your subconscious, and your mindset will change. And you will start seeing what is hidden in plain sight. Yeah, you will. And then, once you conquer that, then we're on to correspondence, the second principle. Third principle, which is vibration. fourth principle, which is polarity. Then on to the fifth principle, which is rhythm. The sixth principle, which is cause and effect. And then the seventh principle, which is gender. The hardest one is the first one. These cannot be taken out of order. They kind of go in order. When I was going through my awakening process, I knew I had to change my mind. I knew that was the first thing. I knew that. And then I started looking into different avenues. I went into correspondence. I started realizing what I put out into the world, I get back. The thing is, I didn't realize I was using the Hermetic Principles until I came across them and I started reading them and I went, I was doing this and I didn't even realize it. It was my higher self guiding me, and I'm sure Father was right there saying, keep this girl in line, keep her in line, keep her in line. She's doing this by herself. Let's make sure she's got plenty of help here, guys. And that was my higher self was guiding me. We all have a higher self. It's kind of neat when you meet your higher self. It's really neat. But anyway, I hope you guys have had a wonderful day or evening. And I just want to let you know that I love each and every one of you. And until the next time, we will start on mentalism, which is Hermetic Principle 1.